everybody knows.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to today's stage. It's about 120 Ks. There's 7 categorised climbs, and it's going to finish with a almost 7 to 10 K climb up to Honeysuckle Creek after 120 Ks, which is pretty much the longest stage that us women do in the National Road Series. It's going to be a tough climb.
An early start to stage 2 here at the National Capital Tour for women. They rolled away from the National Museum around the shores of Lake Burley Griffin before they foot-headed into the first climb of the day.
I mean, we've got a strong team. The course today really suits us all, so we're looking forward to really having a good hit out today.
They climbed into the first 10 kilometres, and Ruth Corset certainly showed the cards early, along with Lucy Betchell. They dominated the early King of the Mountains climbs.
I mean, hills are my favourite thing. This is Canberra, my turf, so you know, I knew every little bit of hill that was coming up, and I knew when to rest and take my time.
Ruth Corset certainly over the period of the race, sprint points and King of the Mountains points have put her in both jerseys at the end of the day. Then we got down to the business end, the back end, and there was an opportunity to take the race to the Holden team. We saw Lisa Keeling and Emma Viotto take their opportunity and go on the attack.
And we just wanted to put pressure on Holden. We know that they can climb, and to make them work and put some more effort in before the climb, so I can get Alison and Alex up there as fresh as possible.
So back in the main field, Ellen Skerritt and Ruth Corset didn't panic. They controlled the race, knew that the final climb was still to come.
She's trying to tell me to conserve energy, you know, just stay calm, not to panic.
So then we came down to the final climb. They turned the corner, a little bit of a false flat and downhill, and then the daunting climb. They look up ahead, and all that they can see is 6 kilometres of climbing to the finish. So as we started the climb, Lisa Keeling held on to a slender lead, but Ruth Corset, this is what she does best. She climbs. Her and her teammate Ellen Skerritt. So they caught Keeling, a great effort.
Yeah, it was good. It was definitely worth a shot, and hopefully it livened things up a little bit for everybody.
Ruth Corset then took her teammate up the climb.
I said to Alan, coming into the climb, sit on my wheel and see if you can come with me. When I went, no one was on my wheel, so I thought, okay, our plan was if one of us goes up the road, we just keep going and try and make as much time as possible.
And then towards the end, she left her teammate, Ruth Corset, dominating climber, dominated stage 2, took victory. So Ruth Corset gets to wear the Sprinters jersey, sponsored by the National Zoo and Aquarium. She also gets to wear the polka dot King of the Mountains jersey, sponsored by Aussie Butt. At the end of the day, a great ride by yesterday's tour leader, Ellen Skerritt. She held on to her teammate, enough time bonuses there to hold the yellow jersey going into the final day of the National Capital Tour.
It's really scary. I've never done anything like this before, so I'm very excited for tomorrow.
Certainly today is probably the most important day of the race. Expecting a pretty aggressive start, and certainly there are climbs throughout the course that could do some serious damage.
The riders headed off stage 2 of the National Capital Tour, went past the National Zoo and Aquarium and headed off into the hills. Shortly after they headed off into the first hills, a small break established of 9 riders. In that break, Russell Van Hout from Lightsview looking for some King of the Mountain points.
We were getting caught, we could see them coming, so it's racing.
As the main field caught the break, it set it up for the final climb. The climb up Honeysuckle Hill. A big field of over 100 riders turned into Apollo Road and started to climb.
Yeah, it's a big group, but you get a little bit of respect to the yellow jersey, especially our guys are ridden all day, and it's not my first time, so I made sure I hit the climb in perfect position. I made sure that I was going to capitalise on all the work the guys had done, because it was a really great day.
They got on the climb. Budget Forklifts were trying to put pressure on Vanny Racing, and then Ben Dybel just rode off the front. But he increased his lead all the way up to the finish to take victory by some 40 seconds over the chase group.
Yeah, I had a crash in the Tour of Adelaide and I fractured my wrist, so Gippsland was my first through NRS back, and I was aiming for this race and Tasmania, so it's good to get the win.
the conclusion of the stage, Patrick Bevan, he was the rider today. He had his two teammates around him, noted climbers. He said halfway up the hill, they protected him, got him up to the finish line to hold on to that yellow jersey for his team. Coming up for second place, we saw Matthew Clark of Vandy Racing and Tim Rowe Budget Forklift sprinted out after the end of 120 kilometres. Clark prevailed, he took second, Tim Rowe third for Budget Forklifts. At the completion of stage 2 of the National Capital Tour, wearing the Meter Cheetah sprint green jersey will be Morgan Smith from Charter Mason Giant. In the Vi 13 King of the Mountain polka dot jersey, Russell Van Hout from Team Lightsview. Tomorrow, the final 2 stages of the tour. We head into the centre of the Canberra capital for stage 3 in the morning, and then the final stage, the Criterion between the old and new Parliament House tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, no, looking forward to tomorrow. It's going to be a really, really tough day. The guys are really going to take it to us, but the Search Retain guys, Health.com.au, are really up to the job, and we're going to give it a really good nudge.